It is another story that I used to read when I was younger. This was published in 2004, so I was about probably 14. And this one is called Fiona is in Jail by Woe Is Me. Unfortunately, the person only did 2 chapters, so I'm going to read those 2 chapters real quick. I remember they're very short, so this will probably just be in one go. So here we go. Fiona is in Jail by Woe Is Me. This takes place in the swamp after Shrek 2. Puss in Boots is living with Shrek and Fiona. Donkey is taking care of his kids with Dragon, so he's away. Again, please review. It is early morning. The sun was just rising. Fiona sat up in bed. Shrek was snoring and Puss was purring while he slept. A super loud grumbling erupted from Fiona's body. Whoa, what was it? Fiona sniffed the air. She didn't fart. She never opened her mouth, so she didn't burp either. Then it hit her. Fiona was hungry. It was her stomach! Fiona slid out of bed and slipped her fluffy bunny slippers on. Fluffy bunny slippers? Okay. She she walked down the stairs into the kitchen. She swung open the refrigerator. She swung open the refrigerator door. Empty. Absolutely empty. Fiona opened the freezer. It was just as vacant. Fiona's stomach grumbled again. She had to eat, or somebody would get hurt. Makes sense. Like, if you don't eat anything, you tend to get angry, and you want to punch people in the face. Fiona had often thought of munching on Puss in Boots, on Puss in Boots's in Boots. Fiona thought of munching on Puss in Boots' tail. Okay, don't do that. That'd be wrong. Fiona stepped out of the cottage. Fiona stepped out of the cottage. She breathed in the fresh morning air. Then her stomach grumbled again. Must eat, she thought. She looked high and low for something to eat at the swamp. You guys could just go fishing or something. Oh wait, the fish died in the first movie. And they could probably hunt for bugs or something. I don't know. She felt dizzy from hunger. Must eat, she thought again. She suddenly heard a crunching. Suddenly she heard a crunching of leaves. Fiona spun around. A giant egg was standing in front of her. This can't be good, from what I remember. The egg lowered his top hat and grinned. Hello, Miss, Olga. My name is Mr. Humpty Dumpty. You might have heard of me before. I'm a famous wealthy man, and I am visiting you today to ask you if I could... Oh no. Shrek and Puss headed down the steps to the kitchen. Fiona, what's for breakfast? Shrek asked. How do you want your eggs? Sunny side up, over easy, scrambled, or poached? Fiona asked, grinning, while she flipped the gigantic egg in a pan. Oh no! Fiona, no! You killed Humpty! Well, killed him again. The first one he died from a cliff, or I forgot. No! Okay. Here we're going with the second chapter. As soon as the software starts to form, then I'll start, because the colors help. Okay, here we go. Okay. Shrek, Fiona, and Puss were sitting at the wooden kitchen table eating their eggs. Who is this one? Oh. I thought we were out of groceries. How'd you find this delicious egg? I apologize for my Shrek voice. I'm not good at that. No, Shrek is life. Anyway, Shrek asked as he swallowed another bite of steaming hot egg. This is making me hungry. Fiona beamed. You know, I always find food when I'm hungry. Yes, we can kind of see that. Sort of. Although, when you find food when you're hungry, that was a moment of desperation. Unnecessary desperation, but I digress. She said, "That's my wife," Shrek smiled. Oh no, I gotta think of a... "Even I must agree, these eggs are tasty," Puss said. Suddenly there was a knock on the door at the cottage. "I'll get it." Fiona opened the door. A man in a fancy officer uniform was standing in the doorway. He whipped a shiny gold badge out of his pocket. I gotta think of a voice for him. "Good evening. I'm Bob, an officer from the FTCPA," the officer said. FTCPA? What is it? FTCPA? Fairy Tale Creature Protection Agency. Anyways, I believe a Mr. Humpty Dumpty visit you in the swamp to ask you if... Just then, Puss gave a loud belch. Shrek and Fiona giggled. "Aw, what a cute cat! What a pretty kitty! Who's the pretty kitty?" the officer cooed. Can we get to business here?" Fiona asked, her hands on her hips tapping her foot. Fiona full of sass today. I mean, jeez. "Ah, yes. Mr. Humpty Dumpty has gone missing since he came to the swamp this morning. Do you know where he's gone?" The officer asked. "Oh yeah, the egg dude. We ate him." Jeez. Fiona replied nonchalantly, "Oh gee, why can't you just say, he was eaten by someone else?" Okay, maybe not the best, but you know what I mean. "You ate him?" the officer asked. His eyes grew wide. "Yep," Shrek said, leaning back on his chair. And he was pretty good too," Puss added. "It talks! It talks! The pretty kitty talks! Who's the pretty kitty? Who's the talking pretty kitty?" the officer said in a baby voice, tickling Puss's chin. That's like an insult to him right there. Puss kicked his leg in between the officer's legs. Nobody baby talks me and gets away with it. On guard!" Puss whipped out a sword. No, I won't baby talk the kitty. No. the officer cried as he fought back tears of pain in. "So what's the big deal about eating the egg dude?" Dude, it's weird. See here, Fiona say that. She's never said dude, but whatever. Fiona asked, resting against the open door. The officer stood up. What's the big deal? You ate the richest, wealthiest, most affluent... Did I mention rich fairy tale creature? Alive today! The officer screamed. Who fried him? He asked. Shrek and Puss looked at each other, then at the officer. It was Fiona! They cried simultaneously. Fiona sighed. Thanks, guys. You're always there for me. The officer took Fiona's arms. I'm going to have to arrest you. What? And that's the end of chapter 2. I wanted her to continue. Maybe I could send her a review of how I want her to continue. Hopefully she'll continue with this. It would be funny though, like if you know, like if she was in jail with the other badass people, females, they'd be like, hey, it's like, I was in jail for robbing a bank. Pfft, that's nothing. I was in jail for freaking arson. It took the man's money while he was out there crying over his home. And then they'll probably ask Fiona, what were you in here for? And she'd be like, I ate Humpty Dumpty. And they're like, dude, that's badass. Or something like that, I don't know. This is probably the shortest story I've ever read. So, hope you guys enjoyed the short story, and, yeah. I'm gonna go now.